Hello and welcome to the channel. It's me, Kristofer Brooks. I hope everyone's well. I would like to play you a clip now of a lady who's phoning in her local council and basically making her aware that the local council is bankrupt. They've filed for bankruptcy. So the fact that they're still demanding council tax is a fraudulent act because, as you may or may not know, if you're a company that's gone bankrupt, you can no longer take payments because you're bankrupt. So this is what she talks about, and she talks about BlackRock and Vanguard and the fact that they've gone down, and that's why the councils across the UK have all gone down, because they've all invested in a company that's losing money. So there's a few bits which I'm not quite about, so I will intervene in parts. So yeah, just bear with me. Let's listen to the first bit.
Is that the council tax department?
It is, yes.
Oh, hiya. I just want to ask a question, actually, if you can answer for me. A bit confused.
I can try.
Thanks. I'm a bit confused. I've been watching the news just now, and they're saying there's a 500 million bailout for the councils just now in the United Kingdom. Now, that's because all the councils in the United Kingdom are actually bankrupt.
Okay, so the first point there is I've had a quick look on the internet, and I can only see that there's three, as of last year, there's only three councils, Birmingham being probably the biggest one, that have claimed for bankruptcy. So I wouldn't say that all the councils are bankrupt. I think there's a good chance that it's heading that way, and I shall show you why now. Let's have a look at this. The local government sector in England is increasingly in a state of financial crisis. That was the stark view given by the Local Government Information Unit, LGIU, in its hard-hitting report, The State of Local Government Finance in England 2024, published at the end of February. Its survey of councils across England revealed that more than half of them, 51%, said they were likely to declare effective bankruptcy in the next 5 years, with 9% predicting it would happen as soon as the next financial year. The survey also revealed that more than half of councils drew on their financial reserves in the past year, 2023-2024, and plan to draw on them again in this new financial year. Only 4% of council leaders said they felt confident about the sustainability of local government finance, a drop from 14% the previous year and 20.5% in 2020. So how much debt is your council in? The average debt per council in the UK is £257,000. And if you look at the map of the United Kingdom, the corporation that be, and this is by the BBC, their data, all the grey regions correspond to councils for which there are no documents on debt on record. So there you go, you can have a look. So Scotland looks like it's quite bad. Also looks like Ireland has got it quite bad. The West County has got it quite bad as well. So yeah, you can see there's fluctuations in colour as to how bad it is across the UK. So that's not all councils are bankrupt, is it? Is the point that I'm making badly. So let's listen to some more of what she has to say.
Because of their investments, they actually invested in three big companies, BlackRock, State Street and Vanguard, but these companies are actually down. So North Ayrshire Council's in £240 million of debt to these investors. So that actually means that North Ayrshire Council is actually bankrupt, and the bailout you're getting is just to prop you up just now to not let the public know. But you're actually over trading, and that actually means that you can't take any money in or out, and you're taking in council tax. And you can't be taking in council tax because it's fraud now because you're bankrupt.
What is council bankruptcy? Well, a number of councils have declared effective bankruptcy, which is a slightly misleading term. in that councils cannot technically go bankrupt the way businesses or individuals can. But what crisis hit councils can do is issue what's called a Section 114 notice, which means that they cannot commit to any new spending and must come up with a new budget within 21 days. This usually means huge cuts to frontline services and has an adverse impact on its residents. And let's just have a look to see how bad it is on a more local level. So again, you've got all the red, which is terrible, kind of in the same areas really, but you can see it's a little bit more serious if you're going by the colour of the map. The UK's debt-ridden councils, debt per person, being a corporate entity, per council, the UK average debt is £1,137 per person.
You put a letter in writing.
Well, because what's going to happen is people can actually just stop paying their direct debits for council tax now, because they've actually just done a ruling in court, and there's now legislation in the court that the bailiffs are going against the 2007 Harassment Act, and a man in court actually won £4,000 against the bailiffs. So people are just going to stop paying council tax because the bailiffs are in the wrong, because it's against our human rights and against common law. Because under common law there should be no harm, loss or injury to people, and the people are paying the council tax because they're getting put into fear. There is no law to pay council tax, so I hope people start to wake up to the fact that everybody's bankrupt.
Okay, so with regards to the bailiffs, the first thing that I found online was this, and it's the Bailiffs and Human Rights Act. The Human Rights Act, which came into force in October 2000, may see bailiffs being used less frequently. Part of the Act protects your rights to peaceful enjoyment of possessions and respect for your privacy, family life and home. In practice, this should mean that courts and public authorities use bailiffs more as a last resort and should consider using less intrusive and distressing ways of getting you to pay what you owe. These include benefit deductions, attachment of earnings, and voluntary payment arrangements. I came across this earlier whilst looking for something else, and I wonder if it had any implications or if anyone has explored this avenue. I appreciate it might be old and out of date, but it does seem to suggest that the council should treat the bailiff as a means of last resort. So there is obviously the Bailiffs' Rights Act that you could go and look for yourself, because if I was to do everything on this video it would be about 3 hours long. So yeah, I'm just throwing out your nuggets for you. So I will leave you with the final words of the caller, and I kind of agree with her, and I would like to see this happen. I don't know how long it's going to take before the sleepy sheep wake up for it to happen, but this is what I think should happen. Look after yourselves, take care, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye for now.
I think it's going to look like there's going to be a revolution in the UK and people will stop paying the council tax, I hope, and start taking their freedoms back.